Good evening, and welcome to Conversations with Entrepreneurs on our Mother's Day edition. How am I host tonight? Let's start with you, Chanel, Mother of the Year.
Wow, honored. Hey, Chanel here with Moonglade Travel. Happy to be here.
Julie,
Good evening, everyone. Julie Logan, founder and CEO of J. Logan Business Support and owner of Popcorn Heaven, Steel Creek.
and Jeff.
What's up, everybody? I'm happy to be here. I'm Jeff White with Jeff White Fitness Solutions, and I just love this group.
Dion.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. When you view this, I will be turning a whole different age. So happy birthday to me.
Yes, we'll say happy birthday to Dion.
All right, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dion.
So last week we took a break because we wanted to run some reruns, but this week we want to give a shout out to the Mom-Preneurs, and our main in-house mompreneur is Chanel. And so Chanel, I'm going to give you the floor and I'm going to let you tell us how you balance that act of being an entrepreneur and being a mom.
Well, first, I'm not even going to sit up here and act like it's easy because I can make it look easy if y'all haven't noticed. I definitely do it. But it's there are challenges, there are ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's always rewarding for many reasons. But one, because I'm able to illustrate to my children that it's possible, to really show them the pathways of entrepreneurship. Because a lot of times we weren't exposed to that. Luckily, my mom was a mompreneur as I was coming up, so I was able to see her start a thriving business and stop a thriving business, and that's okay. You know, I think sometimes we look at when we close businesses at it being an end all be all, and that's not the case. You got to kind of know when to get in, ride the wave, and let the wave go from there. But for me, with my children, I include them in the business. I let them see what's going on, what I do, because ultimately it's my legacy. I'm not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be able to run Moonglade Travel forever. So really being able to plant that seed in them to really get them excited about the opportunities of entrepreneurship, and that it's not just about going to a four-year college and working for somebody else's dreams and visions for the rest of their lives. So that's why it's exciting to me. Like I said, ups and downs. I'm grateful for my husband, who is a phenomenal partner and really helps me balance it all when it comes to the kids. But for me, having a schedule and trying to stick to it as best as possible helps. We have a calendar that we use. We have a digital version and a wall version to really say, okay, what meetings is mom in? What appointments do the kids need to go into? What my husband has going on. So that helps to really balance it all. Another thing that I've been really critical about this year or this past year is shutting it off, knowing when to say no, especially for us that have home offices and work from our home. It's hard to, you roll out of bed and before you can even hit the ground, your feet can hit the ground, you're working. Same thing, you roll back into bed at night and you're still on the phone working. So really being intentional about shutting it off and having that quality and family time. I remember when I first started, it would be like a Saturday morning or a Friday night, which is typically our family time. And I'm, have my laptop in my lap working and the kids are wanting to play and wanting to show me something. And I was just so laser focused in the business that I was missing out on those critical moments. And I have small, school age children. My kids are 5, 7, and 11. So they are, right under me, literally all the time. So that was really critical to find that balance of motherhood, parenting, but then also entrepreneurship. So those are just some things that I think about as I'm managing it all, is to really find that balance, learn or know when to switch it off. And then another thing, which is something that I'm still working on, is just asking for help. And whether that's something small like, hey, honey, I have a call tonight. Can you make sure the kids eat something nutritious and not cereal for dinner? To ask for help that way. Or even, we talked about delegating in your business. When is it appropriate to hire an administrative assistant? Or what tasks or things can you outsource in your business that can give you back time to be efficient in your business? So just a couple of strategies that have worked for me through the years.
Thanks, Chanel. I definitely agree with what you said, and it can be a juggling act for most moms, especially moms who have young kids. For me, my daughter's an adult now, but that inspiration of seeing me trying to live my dreams, but even more so that I know because of the show that we're doing here that she has access to women like you and Julie. You know, that's an additional motivation and inspiration to her. So as a mom of adult, still pursuing my entrepreneur, I love that environment has been created for her. But there are also different ways to sort of be a mom, and that's like birthing your business. And so, Julie, would give us some information on how you've been birthing your entrepreneurship.
Oh boy. Yeah. So during COVID, I was able to birth a couple, well, actually two businesses. Were they hard? Yeah. Um, One of them was a virtual assistant company called J Logan Business Support Services, and that actually was the additional income that I needed to kind of stay afloat, if you will, after retiring from corporate America a little bit. And then I tapped into birthing Popcorn Heaven. The conversations were started after COVID, well, actually during the midst of COVID, and the company was actually had a grand opening in February of this year. So, but it was hard, but it was rewarding. It was challenging, but it was great. It was all of the above. But when you're passionate about something and you pour into what you really love, then all of it is worth it. So I would say to anybody who is contemplating entrepreneurship and what to do and how to do it and when to do it, just follow your dreams, follow your passion. Um, there's never a good time. You just got to start. You just got to start somewhere. And our timing is not God's timing, but God's timing is always right on time.
Amen. I agree. Good. Jeff, can you tell us about how you've been birthing your entrepreneur dream?
While I was teasing before, um, I consider my businesses like my kids. Um, that's how they feel to me. And like I have a bunch of books, but I don't have a favorite. I like them all evenly. That's how you're supposed to view your kids. But I'm gonna echo what Julie said. It's the passion of starting something. It's something that you love and you have a real intense feeling for. You want to see it grow, so you're gonna do any and everything to help it, you know, make it. And I think that's how parents view the actual kids. They want to do everything for them. They sacrifice everything, all their time, their energy, and their effort. And so, as a result, they're going to do the same thing just in a different way for their business. They want to see it, they want it to grow and cultivate and mature and blossom into something special. And that's how you view your children. Well, that's how you should, I think. You're gonna do everything you can to help them. And I just want to give a shout out to my mother because my mother was a school teacher, but she died in 1997, so she hasn't seen anything that I've done, just a little, but she was a really big influence on me because she was a school teacher. And what I admired about her was she worked very hard, and I think I have her work ethic, and I think I picked up on her passion for teaching. The only difference is I only teach people who want to be taught. She was teaching in the school system, but I think that's something I got from her, and I just, in a way, I just want to make her proud as well. So in a way, I'm honoring my mother. I'm carrying on her spirit as a teacher and just as a nice person, and I just want to carry on that for her and just kind of make her proud in my own way. So, but this is my way of just honoring her. But at the same time, my business is my children, and like Chanel said, when I'm long gone, I want these to still flourish, and I want my son to take over these as well. So, I love what I do. I'm very happy about it. But at the end of the day, these are bigger than me, and I want them to go well past me.
I agree. Julie?
Yeah, and I wanted to chime back in. Jeff reminded me about my mom, and I failed to mention it, giving honor in honor of my mom, Maddie Mae Logan. She passed away in 2016. Um, she in herself was an entrepreneur. I really didn't think about it because, even though my mom, worked in an industry, hydraulic plant industry, but she was also, her side hustle was her gardens. We lived on 11 acres of land, and she had flower gardens. She had her vegetable gardens that we had to help clean, and help man. But she loved to sell her corn, her mustard greens, her green beans, her bell peppers, all of that good stuff. But most of the time, she gave it away. But when I really think about it, she, in her own right, during her tenure on this earth, was an entrepreneur in her own right. And I guess it's where, deep down where I get mine, because she worked so hard. She did what she had to do to survive and to provide for her children, because she raised 7 of us by herself, because my dad had passed when I was 9. So yeah, I guess that's where, because of her, I am who I am. So in honor of Maddie Mae Logan, the true entrepreneur.
I agree with you and Jeff. I lost my mom in 2012. And, being in the film industry, I wrote my first screenplay when I was 22. Mother's mindset was always, there's work at the post office. She worked at the post office 30 years, there's work at the post office, But she didn't stop me from pursuing my dream. She let me turn our living room into an office so that people can come and meet me. And this is when we were still living in New York. And so I feel a bit, of joy and sadness that she's not here, but I know she's looking down on me and seeing that I haven't given that up. And so I know, she's proud of me and watching over her granddaughter at the same time. Dion?
I am just really it kind of I think we overlook the the creativity that specifically mothers have, good mothers and things of that nature. Uh, my mother is absolutely like she's just such a broad thinker, and she's had a lot to go through in the last year, but she's such a broad thinker. And I'm a church kid, so the Proverbs 31 woman, some of the root of those scriptures is that woman is a businesswoman, you know. She takes care of everything in her house in Proverbs 31, and she is the one that does it. And this language that we're using, mompreneur, yeah, we see it right here in front of us. It's not just women with children that also have businesses. It's like even when Jeff married, it's women with businesses that are like children that have to be reared and raised and grown up to be successful and things of that nature. And it's just it's kind of like what Julie said. If you look back in hindsight, even in retrospect, I promise you'll see someone that sold cakes, done hair on the side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Decorated events for people. There was that. All of that is very entrepreneurial. All of that is a side hustle, even as Julie labeled it. All of that has brought different income into the house and things. My mother, she used to sing a lot, and people would pay her to sing, and so that created income and would, take us out to K&W and stuff, and where it wouldn't take away from the bill money and things of that nature. And I would also just like to add this too. I just mark this language: mompreneur. Not just a woman that has children that has a business also, but women with businesses that are, and businesses are just like Jeff White said. They're like children. They need all of that attention. There is such an advantage to women owning businesses, like legally, in this country. There are, and listen, the less westernized, cultured, and even potentially white that you are, there's even more advantage a certain way. Double minorities can get linked in with a lot of groups and things, and you can take advantage of it. And so it's just a lot of things. And this is the quote I want to leave you with. It's this quote. We've said it here on this show before because we stay in this vein. We live here. It says, necessity is this word, the mother of invention, you know? And so everybody's seen their good mom take a 15 cent and stretch it like a dollar and take a little bit of this and a little bit. My mom used to call it a summer plate. Some of everything. You got a little bit of this and some of that and some of that and stuff like that. And it's amazing. And just a late happy Mother's Day to all the moms with children and all the mompreneurs with businesses. It's what a journey it is, and we're happy to be in connection with a lot of great women that are doing wonderful things. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a lot of great moms on the show in March. It was Women's History Month, and so created some personalized Mother's Day posters and posted it over the weekend for them, including your mom, Chanel. Yeah, she liked the poster. So yeah, definitely acknowledging, and we've had some great moms on the show. So we, looking forward to carrying that as we're going into our second year of being online, live, and audible. So last words, everyone. I'm gonna start with Ju.
Um, Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I hope that you had even though this is after Mother's Day, but for those who have birthed children, happy Mother's Day. For those who have adopted children, happy Mother's Day. In every right, women are very powerful. And so all I say is keep walking in your power and keep pushing forward. Happy Mother's Day.
Chanel.
I would say, just to wrap it up, whatever you're doing, mom or not, do it with love. Find it in your heart what your passion is, and let that be the source of everything you do behind your business. Number one. Number two is, if you are a mompreneur, the coin term that we're going to use for tonight's show, definitely find time for yourself. We always talk about self-care and business, period, across the board. But when you're trying to juggle it all and balance it all, it's so important that you really take those moments, whether they're small or large, that time for yourself. And really build and find a support system to help you along the way. I have a hard time asking for help, but when I get to that point and I know I need it, then it's really time for it. So definitely find those supports, that balance. I will put a plug in. Dion, you made me think about the resources available to women in business and, of course, minorities in business. A great resource here in the Charlotte area is the Women's Business Center of Charlotte. Natalie Williams and her team is a phenomenal resource for women in business to help you start and grow your business. So that's definitely a resource for us women out there in business. And that's all I have.
Chanel. Jeff?
Yeah, I want to say that again, and that this is after Mother's Day, but we have to love and respect our mothers and mothers in general and all women. And if we want to look back in history, this is nothing new, especially in our community. We have tons of history that's not discussed, actually, of women of color who've done some phenomenal things as far as business. And without them, this world would be a totally different place. So we must always encourage our women entrepreneurs, and especially our mother entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs who have children also, because that's doubly the work. So we must do everything we can to help them. I know Chanel says she doesn't ask for help, but deep down she may know she needs help. So we as a community, we must stand behind our women and our entrepreneur women and help them even if they don't ask for help. Because if they do well, then we do well as a society. And I'm gonna say on a side note, my mother's a single mother. My father was never in my life. So for me, when I hear people say women are getting less pay than men, I think that's a mistake because that just hurts the entire family. So we need to, again, support our women and make sure that they get the top dollar they deserve, just as people and for their businesses. So we must not ask for discounts. We must stop asking for hookups, and we must be willing to pay full price for their goods and services because they deserve it. And all it does is it helps a community if we stand up and protect and honor and support our women entrepreneurs and our mothers who are entrepreneurs as well. So I just want to salute all mothers out there, all entrepreneurs, and just everyone on this panel. Much respect to you guys, and let's just continue to keep doing what we're doing.
I agree with Chanel, Julie, and Jeff. But before I give it over to Dion, just want to say happy birthday, Dion. Happy birthday, Dion. Happy birthday. Love you, Dee.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. I love y'all too. And I just want to, I don't want to be long at all. Like Jeff said, I want to salute, first of all, the women on this panel for all the things that you have given to, like Jeff said, to this world and all the things through your business and through your entrepreneurial efforts. It's almost scary, Jeff. Just when I was heard you, just thinking, it's almost scary to think of a world without Madam C.J. Walker. You know, it's almost scary to think of a world without Harriet Tubman, one of my personal favorites, and things of that nature. And it's, it's so important, the things that and I don't want to do women moms month and all that. I don't want to do it like Black History Month, and because it's every day. We should celebrate this way more, because it is worthy of it, and the proof is in the pudding. If you do the research, you can see now, not just entrepreneurs, but some of the fastest growing populations are CEOs for women, and high levels in the educators and things of that nature. So kudos to all the women, and thank you so much for your contribution and helping us all out. We need it, and we cannot make it without it. Thank you so much for the happy birthday too, fam.
Love you, Dee. I agree with you all. Mompreneurs, entrepreneurs, the work ethic is still the same. We're all thriving for the same, goal. Everybody wants to accomplish something. We don't want to step on no one else. We're not trying to push anybody else out of the way. We're just trying to do what is in our hearts to do. And for the mothers, we have children looking up to us. And that takes the generational steps in a whole different direction when children see their parents, not just their moms and their dads, focusing on changing their lives by being entrepreneurs and creating something that is needed in their communities and otherwise. And so we thank everyone for joining us this year. We thank you for watching our Mother's Day tribute. And so with that, we will say goodnight, and we will see you guys next week.